Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 22. I was going to say 23. 22 of Chance Ball, and this one is titled Girl Down. Dabi grabbed your chin firmly in his hand, pulling your face a little closer to his as he stared you dead in your eyes. Your heart skipped a beat as he held your gaze, almost refusing to blink. But as intense as that moment seemed, he actually radiated a calm confidence. Listen up, because I'm only going to say this once, he said in a stern voice. I'm not soft. I'm not whipped. I'm not a simp. But believe me when I say that I would do anything for you. With you, I'm all of the above. His absolute sincerity took your breath away, and your eyes welled with tears as you stared back at him. I don't know what to say, you whispered emotionally. Then don't say anything. Just kiss me, he uttered as his sharp gaze flicked to your lips. You slowly pushed your face towards his while he guided you by the chin, your lips touching gently at first as you both became keenly aware of each other's bodies. Then a passionate, messy kiss ensued. You felt like at that point you couldn't have been more in love with him, and you just wanted to give your whole self to his desires, let him take absolute control of your being. You reached around behind his head and grabbed a handful of his spiky black hair, devouring his mouth with hungry kisses. Parents, he mumbled through your wildly ravished kisses. Oh, crap, you grunted, as you kissed his lips rapidly a few times, knowing you should stop in case they walked in, but also not wanting to stop at all. Actually, screw 'em, you resigned, continuing to initiate kiss after kiss. Things started to get heavier, and you returned to your original thoughts about parents and not wanting to be caught making out on the lounge. No, wait, you said, kissing him again. Your tongue connected with his, sloppily, before kissing and pulling back. You leaned back in and kissed his lips firmly once again. Stop. Do you really want to stop? I know you want me, he growled as he reached around behind your head and gripped his fingers into your hair, yanking your head back to expose your neck. Dabi, you whined, as your head was pulled back sharply, your skin breaking out in goosebumps as he ran his teeth down the side of your windpipe. I'm going to get to you the next chance I get, he growled out, biting firmly into the lower fibres of your neck muscle that attached just above your sternum. Ah, you gasped, gripping into the back of his head and shoulder, nails lodging themselves into his scalp and fabric respectively. Dabi pushed you back onto the couch and climbed over you. No, wait, you gasped. No, wait, no, not now, you hissed at him. My parents are in the next frickin' room. Screw 'em. If they hear clapping and the heavenly choirs singing, they need to mind their own damn business, he grunted as he turned your head to the side and kissed needily down to your shoulder. Stop reading memes, you chuckled, trying to push him off. You suck at applying them in real life. It's not very cash money of you, he suddenly said, halting his kisses to stare at you with faux hurt on his face. I'm severely disappointed, you deadpanned. Just then you heard your parents coming and you pushed Dabi off and sat up quickly, straightening your clothes so it didn't look like you and Dabi were just about to make out on the lounge heavily. Yun, it's getting late, and you both have school tomorrow. It's time Dabi went home, your dad said sternly. You nodded and stood up, Dabi following suit as he walked over to your dad. I'll be back again, your boyfriend said with a smirk as he squared up in front of your father. Not tonight you won't be, but I wasn't expecting you to just disappear forever, your dad replied with a wry smile. The two gave each other an acknowledged look, but didn't say anything further as Dabi stepped around him to leave. See you tomorrow, Dabi, he called to your man as he walked to the front door. Laters, baby. We'll continue what we started tomorrow afternoon. Dabi called back to you. We didn't start anything, you hollered with embarrassment. Oh my God, Mum, Dad, please ignore him, you wailed, covering your face and vowing that you'd get even with Dabi as he cackled on his way out the door. Oh, this friggin' arsehole, I hate his guts. If he ever left me, I'd shoot myself in the face, you thought with a smile as you shook your head. Oi! You hollered down the hall the next morning when you saw Dabi at his locker. Satan's ventriloquist! That's me, Dabi shouted casually back as he continued to dig in his locker. What can I do for you, devil's right-hand woman? You're determined to embarrass me no end, you growled as you stalked towards him. I speak the truth. If that's an embarrassment to you, well then that's a you problem, not a me problem, he replied with a smirk. If you don't apologise, I'll dab, you threatened in a dead tone, as you slowly moved your arms up a little to get ready for the move. Dabi froze, his fear-laced, intense blue eyes watching you. You wouldn't dare, he monotoned. You moved your arms up a little higher, a very determined look on your face. Don't, he whispered in a vexed tone. I'll do it, you threatened. Okay, fine. I won't embarrass you anymore, he conceded. Oh, God, you're such a frickin' terror. I'm so glad you're mine, he said with a smirk as he quickly reached out and grabbed you, dragging you in for a hug. Let go of me, you blue-balling sack of... Yun, a word, please, the principal suddenly said as he rounded the corner and caught the tail end of your and Dabi's banter. Oh, you said quickly as you stepped back from Dabi and looked down at the ground. Sure. Please respect 1 metre rule as well, he added haughtily, as he turned and headed off towards his office, with you following meekly behind. 1 metre for the principal, another 6 metres for Jesus. Kuro sneered at Dabi as he passed his teammate, heading to first class. Shut up, pain in the ass. Dabi sniggered back. You're only saying it needs to be 6 metres because that's the size of my... Whatever, Kuro called back over his shoulder, holding up his middle finger as he continued on down the hall. You followed the principal back to his office and entered hesitantly behind him. Would now be the wrong time to propose the idea of applying for a scholarship? Yeah, probably, but am I going to mention it anyway? Yep, you thought, as he took a seat opposite his desk. Miss Yin, the principal said sternly as he took a seat and looked across at you, interlacing his fingers as he sat his hands on the desk. We need to talk about your inappropriate behaviour at school. Inappropriate? You asked. Your overt displays of affection towards your male schoolmate, the principal said with a scowl, knowing you knew full well who he was referring to. Yeah, well, he's my boyfriend, so... That is beside the point, the principal said sharply. We do not condone public displays of affection in our school, so you will need to refrain from such behaviour, or I will see to it that you do not attend this school again. Oh, well, this is off to a wonderful start, you thought sarcastically with an internal grimace. Well, about that, he said out loud. I would like to apply for an early scholarship to Kapuru College, you said with a grin that lacked any emotion. The principal was taken aback by your sudden change of topic and looked at you for a few minutes while he processed what you just said. Are they taking early applications? He asked. Yeah, I've already looked it up and the criteria and everything, so if I get in, then you won't have to worry about me being here at school, you said, flashing him another dead grin and praying he would just accept you at your word and help you with the application. He finally sighed and sat back against his chair. Okay, I'll assist, but if you get accepted, then you'll need to do online classes to finish your higher school certification, as well as completing their classes, he said sternly. So basically I'll be doing the work of 2 schools at once? You asked in a dead tone. Oh, hell, man, kill me now, you thought. Yes, he replied bluntly. Any thoughts of reconsideration? Nope. Very well, he said, as he pulled out a sheet of paper and picked up a pen from nearby. You'll need a letter from me, correct? Yeah, and it kind of needs to be like a really nice letter, saying how good I am, you added sheepishly. He glanced up at you and then back down at the paper. Mm-hmm, he hummed, pursing his lips with idle disagreement. I'll do the rest. I'll let you know how I go, you said as he stood up to leave. Very well. I will have this letter sent off to Kapuru College by this afternoon, so it will be up to you to send your application in as soon as possible. Yes, sir, you said happily as he backed back to the door. Thank you. 1 metre rule, Yin, the principal called as you left, just to make sure that you remembered the original reason why you had been called in. Yep, you called as you shut the door and turned to walk away, bumping face first into someone. Who the... Oh, Dabi, you hissed as you looked up into the mischievous turquoise eyes of your man. You miss me? He asked cheekily. Go away! I'm supposed to be keeping away from you to maintain my purity, you said sassily as you pretended to adjust the crown or halo on your head. Careful with that halo, Dabi warned cheekily as he gestured above your head. It's slipping. Pretty soon it'll end up round your neck, and I can use it as a choker when I've... You quickly slapped a hand over his mouth and looked around in horror. Do you mind? You hissed at him. Keep it PG for the vanillas, please. Well, that got your hands on me quickly, didn't it? He mused cheekily as you pulled your hand away from his mouth. If I just keep talking dirty, maybe I'll get more than just your hands on me. You're impossible, you snorted. I'm out, you added as you stepped past him and started jogging off down the hallway. I got to apply for Kapuru. Oh, so you're going for it then? He called after you. Yep, step up your game, Dabi, you yelled back. Keep up with me. You already know my game is fire, he hollered at the top of his lungs, thrusting his hips rapidly like an idiot. You spun around and dabbed. A part of him died. The next few months flew by. You were busy with applying for your scholarship, studying and volleyball practice, so much so that you hadn't really paid any attention to when your period was due, which by now was very late. Oh, I'm just really preoccupied with other stuff at the moment. It'll come. Maybe it's stress, who knows, you thought, as you quickly packed your gym bag and took off to school. It was a Saturday afternoon, and Nekoma girls were having a practice match against the Karasuno girls, and you were excited and feeling good. Your team was going to win. You could just feel it. You got to school and jogged to the volleyball court, pushing the door open and entering. Hey guys, you called brightly to your teammates, who had already started warming up. Hey, one of the girls called. Did you change your makeup? She asked. No, why? You asked quizzically as you approached her. I don't know, you just seem brighter today, she said. I feel really good today. We're going to win, you said with a confident smile. I like your attitude, she said with a chuckle. Let's go get warmed up then, hey? Your team seemed to be more in sync than usual today, and you grinned excitedly as you jumped to return a serve. Look out, Nekoma girls, we're going to smash you today, you thought proudly as you successfully returned yet another serve. The acting ref blew the whistle to signal the end of warm-up, and you got ready for the practice match. Let's do this, girls, the captain of your team said, calling you around to give a quick pep talk before you all got into position. The game started and you felt light, a little too light. Oh, I was feeling so good before. Why do I suddenly feel really lightheaded, you thought, as you tried to focus and take a few deep breaths, but that only seemed to make it worse. The ball flew towards you, and you put your hands up weakly to receive it, managing to get it up, but everything was off. Your team scrambled to get the ball over the net, but it got shut out and landed back on your side of the court. Yo, number 7 called to you. You okay? Yeah, I just feel... Your legs started to give way under you, and you collapsed to the floor. Oh, Spaghetti-O, stay tuned for chapter 23 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.